The word you say, I'll never listen to. Cause if I did, I'd be just like you. But you're my enemy, and soon you're gonna see you gotta be yourself to be happy. Cause you're not. Fucked up visions in my head. I'm a fucked up kid, is what they said. But at least I know all the things that I want, and it's all the things I've got. Cause you're so quick to point the finger, you act like you're shit. Don't linger, it feels good when you see someone else in a rut. It gives you confidence, it makes you happy, but you're not. Fucked up visions in my head. I'm a fucked up kid, is what they said. But at least I know all the things that I want, and it's all the things I've got.
All right, go ahead.
All right, we're recording in progress, so we're back to once again ask the age-old question: where were the adults?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Kevin.
Okay, so if anybody didn't see the other ones, you're
I'm
dead,
the Three Bears. Who the fuck are you?
You're dead weight, Oros.
Yeah, I know.
What was that in Major League? He's like, "You're dead weight, Donnie." So
was that George Callis? Not was that his name?
No, Bob Uecker.
Bob Uecker, yeah.
He's from Mr. Belvedere.
Mr. Belvedere. I have a Mr. Belvedere T-shirt.
Do you remember the episode of Mr. Belvedere where the kid found out that the other kid had AIDS?
Uh-huh.
And then he wanted to play. He thought he could get AIDS.
Lincoln.
He could get AIDS by playing Abraham Lincoln.
That episode was actually kind of racist because he had Wesley had a black friend, and he goes, "If you give me your cupcake, I'll free you."
Oh my God!
Yeah, you can watch like the full series of Mr. Belvedere on YouTube.
How do you think he got AIDS? That kid was way too young to be rearranging guts.
Well, they said he was a hemophiliac. I watched an episode maybe 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen it in years. All right, but that was something we watched in Marlton.
Yeah, Mr. Belvedere. I think it was on Tuesdays or Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
It was on ABC.
It was definitely one of those shows. It was like Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Just the 10 of Us, which we watched a lot of, because that was in syndication. We were in middle school on the USA Network.
What, just the 10 of Us?
Yeah, because remember our coach looked like the dad.
Yeah, Coach Lubbock. No, Just the 10 of Us was a spinoff of Growing Pains.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on the original TGIF. You remember?
And it had
TGIF.
the only reason I watched it was it had all the girls from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. Nancy.
Mm-hmm.
Was who's
she was like a smart girl.
Yeah, Heather Langenkamp.
Mm-hmm.
She was on it, and then Brooke Thies was in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and she turned into the cockroach.
Cockroach, yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there was the redheaded girl who did a bunch of stuff too, Jamie Luner, because I met her.
Yeah, she was in part 2.
Yeah, she was next to us at a convention one time, and I couldn't remember where I knew her from. I was like, oh my God, she's from Just the 10 of Us.
Right. And how old were we when we probably watched these? 10?
Oh, that was probably around the same time as the show with Corky.
Oh, Life Goes On.
Yeah.
You know what? I was actually thinking about him the other day.
Like you do with a 40-something-year-old man.
Yeah. Remember that time he did that made-for-TV movie about kids with Down syndrome?
Yeah.
And he was in the orphanage, and he gets adopted, and it's his birthday, and he gets the Letterman's jacket, and he thought he was all cool. He does that spin, and he goes in to eat cake, and they wouldn't let him eat cake. He's like, my teeth are bad, my life is bad, just everything's bad.
He's how I was. Funny enough, he's how I was introduced to the rap group Public Enemy.
Who, Corky?
Yeah. Because in an episode of Life Goes On, he's dancing to Fight the Power.
Yes, I remember that.
I bought the tape at Bradley's because of that episode. So a Down syndrome man introduced me to Public Enemy.
That episode, he was trying to be tough. Remember, he was hanging out with the ruffians, and he wore like a leather jacket, like he was like a T-bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it in the 80s people thought that the 50s was cool?
I don't know.
Even the one Friday the 13th episode where there's the two leather daddies in the woods and like they're dolls.
Yeah. Yeah, and in all those movies, they always leave to take a crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember I think it was the same one, part 5, the guy's like in the van, and all of a sudden, damn enchiladas, and he runs out the van.
Miguel Nunez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he gets
from
Juana
Man.
Toilet. Yeah, he gets impaled.
He was also
toilet.
in the unaired pilot for Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we had I never watched that show. That came on when we were in 5th grade. I never really got into it.
Either did I.
But one of the other dudes who was a Power Ranger was at a con that we were at back when we were Underbelly, and he was talking about like the history behind it. Like Stan Lee originally had the idea, but that Miguel Nunez was in the unaired pilot, and I was like, Juana Man? Like
I don't think I've ever seen Juana Man. Remember the Sixth Man?
Yeah.
Remember that?
The ghost basketball one?
Yeah,
or
with
like
Marlon
like
Wayans.
Mike. Remember Mike?
Like Mike was good. I have a bone to pick with that Jonathan Lipnicki though.
Yeah.
He scammed me out of $10,000.
Let's fight him.
That's a true fucking story. True fucking
All right,
story.
So where do you want to begin today? We're traveling back to our days in Marlton.
Well, I think the last time we ended it was about the physical elite stuff.
Yes.
All right. So.
All right.
Set
the stage.
All right. So this is going back 4th grade, and I was friends with this kid, lived in Marlton Lakes. I'm not saying the names because of what's gonna perspire here. But his father used to play racquetball at the physical elite. So he's like, yeah, you can come. There's a hot tub, a sauna. You know, they let kids in. This is probably like 92. So needless to say, you have to go in the hot tub butt ass naked.
Oh.
So I'm about 10 years old, sitting in a hot tub with grown men butt ass naked. And I was the only one that thought there was a problem with this. All the men were like, oh, come on in. Come on in. I sat there very uncomfortable. And I remember the friend of mine was like, oh, let's go to the sauna. Butt ass sitting with butt ass naked men. Then the kid's father comes in and is taking a shower right in front of me.
Oh. But it wasn't like it's a gym. Like I understand like getting dressed and undressed in the locker room, but like was it like a Turkish bath? Like what was going on there?
Yeah, I guess you could say like if you watch like what's like a perfect example? Like Harvey Milk. Remember Milk? Remember Milk?
Yeah.
With Sean Penn. Now how they used to look like bath houses, there'd be like hot tubs and steam rooms. The only thing that was missing was the mattress. So that's kind of that I know of. You know, but you know, back then it was just men showering, hot tubbing. But you know, you look back at it now, you know, if I had a daughter, well, I do have a daughter. I have 2 daughters.
Yeah.
If one of my daughters,
what happened?
Nothing. Knock on wood.
Sold him. Got him a good price too.
I meant to say if I had a son, but like if you know, if my daughters went to a gym with like another female and they were you know, this and that, it would be a little awkward.
Yeah. But I also don't think about a Turkish bathhouse behind the library, you know?
No. But like the thing was, like the men that were in there, like they were okay with it.
Yeah.
But you couldn't do that today.
I guess I remember like the very first time was going to like a water park and this like old like fat guy who looked like Paul Bellini from The Kids in the Hall like just got completely naked in the thing, and I was like tying my shoes and he like scooped his balls up and then just dropped them. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like a true where were the adults on that thing. I don't think it's
yeah,
such a good idea that you go into a hot tub with men. No one touched me. There was no
yeah, yeah,
hanky
yeah,
panky. It was nothing like that. I
yeah.
mean, that was the time. So it was
Yeah,
just like it was
it's strange
acceptable.
because again, yeah, I guess it was acceptable, but it is also one of those things where it's just like, is that I don't know, that's weird. I never would have thought about that because I never really, I've been to the swim clubs that were over there. I remember when the roof blew off of it and stuff like that. But
Guys
I
showering.
don't know. Yeah, but I don't remember ever going anywhere where there was, nude men that,
Oh, I mean, bringing up a swim club like I think it was Chartwell. Remember Chartwell?
yeah,
So like in the locker rooms there, it was almost a scene out of like that movie Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
yeah,
Dog
yeah.
Days of Summer, whatever it was, where in the beginning where the main kid is like chasing his brother through the locker room. It was
Mhm.
similar to that, like when you would walk in, but like you would walk in and it was almost like a scene out of the Goonies where like a guy with an eye patch is like bathing himself in the locker room. I mean,
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
mean,
It's just weird. It's
it's
weird
just
that I guess the ownership would let children in there because I
mhm.
guess you had to be a member to be in there or something like that,
You
right?
had to be a member to get in to
Hmm.
physically. I remember,
Yeah.
and the kid that I was friends with that invited me to go. He's like, yeah, we go, then we get pizza,
Yeah.
then we get a movie, and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that sounds cool. So like,
Yeah.
I went. It was only one and one time only, and after that, I was like, oh, I don't think that's right.
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
it would have been. I mean, I guess as a kid you're uncomfortable, but you would have laughed about it. Like
yeah,
it's weird, but because I remember like playing in hockey tournaments and stuff like that, or unless you were like in school and you'd have to take showers in like high school and in gym and stuff. And then there was the kids who refused to shower or would get dressed or undressed in the bathroom in the
yeah,
stalls.
yeah. I know at Marlton Middle, like, um, you couldn't you couldn't take a shower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Marlton Middle, like you would change, for
Yeah.
gym, but like it wasn't like all right now hit the showers type of
I
thing.
remember. I definitely remember showering at DeMacy. I'll never forget because it was so cold outside that my hair was still wet. It froze.
Really?
Yeah, I'll never forget that. Like standing on, like waiting for the bus at the end of the day, and like breaking like pieces of icicles off of like the tips of my hair.
Yeah. Yeah, even like in high school, because I went to Holy Cross,
Mhm.
like like we didn't shower for gym
Yeah.
or anything. I know
No,
like
I
the wrestlers did after
yeah.
practice, but I mean that
I
was
don't think it was all
mandatory.
the time, but I definitely remember showering a couple times in high school. Because that's where the a kid that we knew from our younger days told somebody that I had a very big penis. And
Oh.
they asked why he was looking at it, and he goes, "How can you miss it?" And he was one of those kids who used to like show his butthole to people in like remember in like our was it science class or whatever? He used to like
Oh yeah, yeah, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking.
what religion are you? Irish. Remember that?
Yeah, that was hey, what did you see at the shore this summer? I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing.
Like he saw something, you know? He was sworn to secrecy over that.
Yeah, I remember that kid.
But
That was fun.
he told this girl that, and this isn't a person I was friends with, so he wasn't doing it in like a hey Newt, this is for you,
Yeah.
buddy. But it was like, why were you saying that? And then like another guy overheard him who we used to play hockey with, and I guess he got offended that he didn't say anything nice about his body. And I'll never forget this. Mike, he goes, I have pretty strong calf muscles.
And that was the same kid that had a Wawa pencil, remember?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was around the same time that the one kid was wearing like white like mesh underpants in gym class.
Yeah. And then the one kid with the purple thong, remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I did 1 year at Cherokee before I had to
Freshman year, yeah.
before I had to get shipped out. That one kid, I think he was trying to impress everybody.
Yeah.
So he had like a purple thong on and was like, hey, hey.
There was a lot of no adults, and when the adults were around, they just looked the other way at homoeroticism.
They did. I mean, like, I guess that was the time. Like, and I just want to put a disclaimer, like the kid that I was friends with, that parent took me to the gym, very nice family.
Yeah.
They were, they were always polite to me.
Mhm.
They always went out of their way for me. So like, I'm not trash talking.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just a story that stuck with me all these years,
Yeah.
because it's like, where were the adults for that?
Well,
Or
they
like
were there.
or like the parent that was there should have been like, kids, I don't think you should go in there.
Or wear a
Type thing.
swimsuit because this isn't my kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Put a swimsuit on, or
Yeah.
wear your underwear.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't know.
I'm not talking shit.
Yeah.
This is a story.
Because like with my brother's kids, like I do like the Adam Sandler in Big Daddy. I was like, because I don't know what little kids and
Yeah.
swimsuits kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, here, put on 2.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's I would have never thought about that going on back there because I'd only been inside there twice. Once when it was Physical Elite, just to like see what it looked like. We were kind of in that back hallway, and I just poked my head in there to see it. And then when it became like a baseball place.
But it changed names. It was Physical Elite, then it was Nirvana.
Nirvana's when I was there then.
Nirvana. Yeah. And then it turned into like that batting cage place.
Because there was a girl when we were in high school that was worked at the front desk there, and her parents like sold like European lingerie at like the farmer's market. That was like their job, was they like exported like European lingerie.
I knew a kid that's family did that, but he did like cassettes and CDs.
Okay.
Yeah, at the Columbus Farmers Market. And I remember in 3rd grade, remember the kid we talked about last time, the kid that smelled like urine. For no good reason, got me a Christmas present, which was nice.
Okay.
So the kid that's family sold like merchandise was like, I'm gonna get you something too. Like he wanted to be like part of it. He's like, whatever CD, whatever tape you want, you write it down, I'll give it to you. So I gave him a list. To this day, I'm still waiting for this. Yeah.
Let's go. It's not like, after we go fuck up Jonathan Lipnicki, let's go raid that kid's house.
Yeah. And I remember I used to prank call the house, like, give me my fucking tapes. And then like to the point where like they let it go on the answering machine. And I remember he had like older brothers. And then I remember the older brother got on the phone. You call this house one more time. And I remember that.
What was that thing called? You used to be able to order like stuff for a penny, and then it would get
Columbia
more expensive.
House.
Yeah, like you start to do like a Columbia House thing to them.
Well, it's actually funny if you look back on it, because like I did Columbia House for the penny thing, and you're supposed to like buy a certain amount, moving forward. I remember like at like 14 years old, I went into collections. And I, and I remember showing it to my dad.
I'm 14 and they're going to take my thumbs.
Right. And my dad's like, you're a minor. They're not going to do anything. And they threw it in the trash. But it's funny because I don't know if you watched that TV show, The Goldbergs.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the episodes was Adam Goldberg doing Columbia House under fake names. Yeah, I think one was like Kermit E. Frog was like one of them. And he had like 20 different Columbia House accounts to get all the free music.
I got to admit, I mean, we used to do that with video stores too. I used to go to different places and sign up with different names and stuff like that. You signed me up for the military one time. I remember that.
Yeah, it was the U.S. Navy. I put Justin Timberlake in your address and phone number.
They called me and I was like, no. I was like, I know who did this. I was like, that's a famous guy. And they were just like, what? And like the guy was like mad at me, like I'm the one who did it.
You remember when they had the Army recruiting office at the 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
So I remember we used to like hang out from the 7-Eleven, and they would always like the recruiter would come by and be like, "You boys want to, change your lives? Come talk to me."
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Yeah, I signed up yesterday to be a merchant marine. You think that's funny? You think that's funny?"
I remember. Well, remember there was like that. There was the 7-Eleven, the recruiter place, and then there was like an Italian place at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I went there one time when I was in like, I think maybe sophomore in high school, and there was a guy standing out front, and he was like, "Oh, you thinking about this?" I was like, "Oh, I'm Canadian," and he goes, "Then keep walking," and he got like he's sitting like. And I was with my aunt, and she was like, "What the fuck?"
Those recruiters were ruthless.
Yeah.
Ruthless. I remember at the Echelon Mall, I think it was actually the same guy that you saw in front of the 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
It was at Suncoast Video.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at the DVDs, and the guy's like, "That's a good movie." And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty good." He goes, "You ever think about changing your life?" I was like, "Dude, look at me."
Do you know where physical elite is? Meet me in the hot tub. Let's see if you got the skills.
I was like an 18-year-old punk kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Dude, do you really think I'm really gonna like listen to like a drill instructor and take you seriously?"
Yeah.
Seriously.
You remember on the other side, remember the West Coast video that was over there? And I used to go in there and talk to that Asian girl all the time. Yeah. And you were like, "Does your family own this?" And she's like, "Not all Asian people are related,
That's where I used to have my Jim Taddy Jr. card.
Yeah. Yep.
That was Jim Taddy Jr.
I had one where there used to be a video store that was next to that pizza place that my cousin got fired at after working there for 15 minutes. It was like yeah, right past King's Grant was like where there was that Wawa across the street, and it became like there used to be a video store in there, and I kept like owing them money, so we just kept going in, and no one ever said anything because their turnover was so much at the video store that I think I had like 8 or 9 cards at one point, like with all these. I was like Barry Allen, Carter Hall, Bruce Wayne. I was just using superhero names. But my cousin Kenny worked at that pizza place for at least 45 minutes. Got fired.
Because he used to answer the phone like, "Hi." Remember that? Not like, "Hi, thank you for calling blah blah blah."
Yeah.
Says, "Hi,
this is Kenny. I'm Mark Henry, and I like it."
Yeah, remember that? I remember that one video store. It was probably, I think it was like Tabernacle. It was like pretty far from where we lived, and they were brand new. And I remember you got a membership. You got like Clerks and I think Cable Guy. And I remember as we're walking out, like, "I'm never coming back here." Like you just like took movies from them. I remember that.
Oh yeah. Couch Potatoes.
Wasn't Couch Potatoes.
Wasn't Couch Potatoes?
No, it was like a brand. It was like a video store that opened on the decline of video stores.
Oh, okay.
It was like the last one.
All right, because they all started going into the decline. We were told to go. This guy told us to go find this ghost movie called Believe, and I went to that Blockbuster that was out in like by the hockey rink that was out there. I rented it, and it's a kids movie, and like the people who worked there thought that I was like off because I was like, "Oh, I gotta find this movie," and they're like, "It's a kids movie, right?" And they were all giving me dirty looks on the way out, and then the dude was like, "Ha, I just wanted to see if you would go rent it." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. But I remember that video store that I brought up. Remember my friend from high school that wore the cape?
Yeah.
He was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of remember what you're talking about. Was it like out near like kind of like Piccalilli's kind of thing?
It was out there. I remember it was I could see it in my head, like the interior. It kind of looked like a West Coast video, but it wasn't.
Okay.
And I just remember that kid with the cape wanted to watch the Cable Guy because we kept talking about it. So we rented that, and then you rented Clerks. And I remember as we're walking out, like, "Yeah, I'm never coming back here." And, like, you just put like the videos in the car and like.
Back when I was a little kid, though, like even before BNC, there was like video stores that were like just like a closet. Or do you
Uh-huh.
remember when like RX Place used to have a
Uh-huh.
video store?
Yeah.
Where I saw
Yeah.
Arachnophobia.
Yeah. I remember a kid in my neighborhood, we wanted to watch Coming to America, and he
Mhm.
had a membership at the RX place.
And
And
it
I
was
remember,
basically those places don't exist anymore. Was that a
no,
regional thing?
RX place.
Or yeah, or was it like a was it like a CVS or
It
something
was
like
like a
that?
CVS. Yeah, it was. I remember it was right by the Bradleys and the
Yeah.
Shopper. So it was like in the middle of those two stores. And I remember we wanted to get Coming to America, and the
Mhm.
mom was like, "You guys can't watch this. It's restricted."
Yeah.
I was just like, "Come on, it has Eddie Murphy in it. How bad can it be?" Needless to say, we had to
The
rent
Royal
something that
Peanuts
was
is
PG.
clean. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, because I remember it was that sleeping over that kid Mark's house as well. His parents are like, "It's PG-13. Like, do I have to call your mom?" I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, look at me." Like,
yeah. I got a Jenna Jameson poster above my bed.
yeah, we were watching. That was probably before Jenna Jameson.
Yeah,
Jesus
it was
Christ.
probably before that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was like, you think of the fucked up shit that we saw when we were little kids, because like you and I were on the same length when it came to like all the Friday the 13th movies, all
Mhm.
the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and all that kind of stuff. Like there was never any restriction on what we were allowed to watch. My
Mhm.
mom was just like, don't repeat this shit in front of other people and make me look bad.
Yeah.
Beyond that, whatever, you know.
Well, yeah. Well, going back to the kid that, I went to physical elite with,
Yeah.
he's the one that introduced me to like Nightmare on Elm Street. Because
Mhm.
like, before I met you, I would go over his house all the time.
Yeah.
And he lived like out in the woods. His house was cool as shit. Like on a
Mhm.
lake. It looked like a set from Friday the 13th. It was
Yeah.
awesome. And he introduced me to like we watched Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Mhm.
And then he's like, "Oh, we got to get Nightmare on Elm Street 3 so we can see like Kincaid, Joey, and see
Yeah.
like their
Yeah.
origin." So we kind of watched them in reverse.
Mhm.
Because we started with 4 and then went backwards. And I remember
Yeah.
like at his birthday party, we watched Nightmare on Elm Street 2
Yeah.
at a birthday party. Yeah.
And then you guys went to Physical Elite. That was they were grooming you.
They were well, if you think about it, in part 2, that's the gay
The gay one,
the
yeah.
gay one with the
Yeah.
coach getting slapped on the butt. The
Because
kid,
you and I watched that one together as well.
yeah.
But I've worked with Mark Patton a couple times
Oh
since
yeah,
then. Yeah. But
yeah,
because I remember the very first Nightmare on Elm Street that I ever saw was the first one, because do you remember Pat McKenna Realtors
yeah.
in Marlton? So my mom was friends with Pat McKenna from when they were little kids. We went on vacation with them in probably 1985, and where we were, they had like a, what was that thing called, like pay-per-view kind of thing.
Yeah, first
And
run.
yeah, first run. And the
Yep.
lady at the desk at the thing was like, "Oh, it's really funny. It's about this like monster, but he's like funny." And they rented it, and I remember my mom being like, "This isn't funny." But I remember
Yeah,
watching at 1985, watching the first Nightmare on Elm Street in the theater, and be kind of freaked out about it a little bit. Um, but then I don't think I saw another one until maybe part 5. Yeah, part 5 was in the theater. We went, and my
yeah,
Aunt Angela took us to see part 5 in the theater, and then from there we rented them all backwards.
yeah.
Yeah. First
I was
Friday the
about to say.
13th I saw in the theater was Jason Goes to Hell.
See,
I
I
saw
didn't,
them.
I didn't see any like the originals in the theater. Like I saw like Freddy versus Jason. I saw
Oh,
that with
you.
you. Yeah, I saw
Mm-hmm.
that with you. Like, that's when I got done my internship at Disney.
Yeah.
That summer, I came home, and the
Did you
girl I
see
was
Jason
dating,
X with us?
Jason X, I saw in Ohio.
Oh, okay. Jason X I saw with Justin Silverman. Oh, because we did Jason X and uh uh that fucking Undercover Brother the same day.
Oh, okay. Whatever happened to Eddie Griffin? I was actually wondering about that.
Oh, I don't know. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't know.
part Jason Goes to Hell was the first one I saw in the theater. I saw that with Robbie Kane at the Marlton 8.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie, no, I got free tickets to see Freddy's Dead because of Barks Root Beer.
oh, cool.
Barks has Bite. If your box had like the thing on it, you would get tickets, and it's when the Echo Multiplex opened, and we got free tickets to go see Jason or Freddy's Dead. I remember having the 3D glasses and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a good one. I enjoyed Freddy's Dead.
And
But
then
like,
you and I saw. No, we saw Halloween H2O together, but Halloween 6 we saw on video.
we saw that on video.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I remember we went to see it was a double feature of the Mighty Ducks 3 and that movie called The Associate with Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I don't even think that movie ever hit theaters after that. And I remember like my dad picking us up at the Marlton 8 and was like, Chris called. I got your movie. I was like, oh, thanks. and that was with Paul Rudd before he was Paul Rudd.
Yeah, yep. Before that, I knew him from the Super Nintendo commercial.
Yeah, when he's like totally 90s in the blazer.
Yep. So he's like playing Super Nintendo in like a drive-in or something like that.
Well, yeah, well, that's who they should have brought back instead of Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
They should have had Paul Rudd come back
Rudd
and play that part.
They did a Halloween 6 reunion at Monster Mania, and he asked to be involved, and Disney said no.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he's friends with Danny McBride, so it's just like
the dude who runs the Monster Mania convention was like, yeah, Paul Rudd's like, people were like, we'll take care of all of it. He just wants to be part of the panel, and Disney said no because of Ant-Man.
Really?
So I was like, that's kind of cool. I like when these guys don't shy away from the shit that they did in like the horror movie stuff they did in the past and stuff like that.
Well, you remember the one year where like I had like tons of money and like we got the room and like I was like, yeah, whatever you guys want, just put it on the card. And you know, we had the refrigerator and everything, and then we were hanging out with Rodney Eastman, and I threw up all over the girl that played Carrie.
Yeah, yep.
That was like that's when Monster Mania was good.
Yeah.
Now it's just too commercial.
I haven't been to we were gonna go back to the Grammar Rodeo, but it just got too commercial.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to one of those in a long time. Obviously, I'm not allowed at things that Troma is at because of my former company. Despite the fact that I'm wearing a Troma t-shirt right now.
I have a Mickey Mouse.
Yes, you do. Good for you. Like, the picture of you is gonna disappear though. You're Marty's brother. Like
this one's like it's from Epcot and it's Canadian. So.
And I have my Ghostbusters 2 hoodie on that was given to me, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
but cool. Yeah, the horror cons. I think I'm going to the PA one that's up in Oaks, and then I'm a guest at the Akronomicon in Akron this year. I was guest there 2 years ago. That was actually a lot of fun. Like we had more people come to get pictures and autographs with us than like the kid who was the rabbit in Donnie Darko.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
And he was also in like some other stuff, but he got like mad that more people were coming up to us, and he like walked over. He's like, "Nobody knows who you are." And I remember
James Duval. James Duval.
Yeah, and I was there with my friend Metz and Madeline from the movie, and I was just like, "Well, I guess some people know who we are because we've had a pretty good line all day." But he got so mad.
Where in Akron is that? Because you know I spent like a year and a half there.
I went to we drove by your school,
University of Akron.
Yeah, because I was showing people like where you were the RN the one night we were in there, and then the guy's like, "When two hungry dogs meet in an alley."
Yeah, you guys ever seen snow before?
Yeah. We found a really cool place called the Bomb Shelter there.
Oh,
did you ever hear that?
I mean, I was there when LeBron James was a junior in high school.
So it's a huge indoor antique store, but it's built into a former like government bomb shelter.
That's pretty cool.
But they themed it like the Earth has been attacked by like a giant tentacle monster. So there's just tentacles coming out of the walls. There's like a big one in the middle and stuff like that. I'll send you the pictures. It was really, really cool. But they had a whole like everything is all broken down into sections of like different stuff that they have. But they had a whole section of just like old movie posters. And I remember getting some cool shit there. But yeah, that was a fun one. We're going back there in February. Those people took care of us. And then we met these guys called the Ghoul Brothers that bought what used to be like a cow door or something and turned it into a big indoor year-round haunt.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I don't know. I haven't done any of the cons. I remember the very first one was Kane Hodder was like the big name at that one.
Yeah, the last one I went to, I took my oldest daughter because she was into the Ghostbusters stuff, the remake,
Mhm.
and one of the kids that was in the Ghostbusters was there.
Yeah.
So she met him, and then she was like into this kid that was in the Chucky TV series.
Mhm.
And then we met Devon Sawa.
Mhm.
That was kind of for me. I was like, "You want to meet
He
Devon
follows me on he
Sawa?"
follows me on Twitter.
Yeah. She's like, "Why do I want to meet Devon Sawa?" I was like, "Well, he's in the Chucky show that you
Yeah.
like." And she's like, "Oh, I guess." It was more for me to say, "Hey, what's
Mhm.
up?" type of
Yeah.
thing because he was Junior Floyd.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and he was in Idle Hands and all,
Casper.
Casper, Final
Mhm.
Destination. So I mean, he's about our age.
I've still never seen the first Final Destination.
That's the only good one. The one with Sean
I
William
like
Scott.
the last one I thought was pretty good.
I didn't see it. I
It
stopped
was
after the second
yeah. And no,
one. Yeah.
I definitely saw the one. No, the second one's the one with the highway.
Yeah.
So I saw that one. I saw the roller coaster one,
I didn't see the roller
and then I
coaster.
saw the newest one. But the
Yeah.
newest one was actually pretty good because Tony Todd passed away, and he had the scene in it that was actually really, really good. It's been a couple good horror movies out this year. I've been booking here. I can only do one movie at a time,
Right.
and we don't do horror. We just do family films and stuff like that. So it's hard to. It's like Pittman a lot, just less religious.
You
So
are
whenever
in Pitney.
yeah.
That is still the funniest thing.
Do you remember my car started on its own?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had to wait outside until Passion of the Christ was over.
Well, yeah, that was kind of my thing. So I didn't want to watch that and watch a horror movie. But
Yeah.
like I remember the one time that we took that ex-girlfriend of mine
Mhm.
to the Zoom films, and she looked at us like she's like, "You two are the biggest losers I've ever
Oh
met
yeah.
in my life."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember that?
I was talking to I think I was telling you last time I was talking to Amber, and she's like, I used to drive around with Newt and Kevin, and they would just keep themselves entertained for hours with conversations and like skits that they would do for each other. And I'd
Yeah.
just be sitting there like, did you guys practice this the night before?
No, it was all on a whim.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because we would still be talking about like, Ernest babysits and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Or like you pour like a glass of ginger ale. How about a little bit of the bubbly?
We were weird kids. That was the whole thing.
We were. We
But I
were.
like that, people watching the first episode, and I'll put the second one out a
Yeah.
week from when the one we're doing now is coming out. But I think people really like just listening to us kind of talk about nonsense of when we were kids, and it doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of some of the weird shit and characters and hanging out at the malls and
Yeah. Yeah. Just keep watching because like conversations like this lead to funnier shit. So
And that's why I think when you and I can finally get together in the same
yeah.
room, it'll
Mhm.
bounce off each other. And I know Phil Creation asked to be part of one. When I saw him comment on your Facebook, I was like, did we say anything bad about him in the last episode?
No.
But a lot of people have been like, oh, like let me come and talk. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. If you want to come do things, we'll get everybody together,
Yeah.
our weird little group of people.
And like I'm friends with some like punk bands and some like minor celebrities and
Yeah.
directors, and it'd be cool to get someone like a Bill Fishman to come on and
Mhm.
talk about his childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Fishman's actually going to be up for. Well, I'm hoping his movie Waltzing with Brando is nominated for an
Mhm.
Oscar. So
Yeah, Billy Zane's in it.
Billy Zane, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Um,
I met Billy at the premiere
Mhm.
for Waltzing. So we got less than a minute. So let's wrap. Let's
All right.
wrap
All
it
right,
up.
well, that's it for this week. We'll be
Yeah.
back. We'll do another one of these, and we'll just keep on going.
Yeah.
I'm letting Kevin come up with what he wants to talk about.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
All right.
Enjoy. Where were the adults?
Where were the adults? All right. Later.
In a hot tub.